So, top 10 pet peeves of working at fast food. Well, to be honest, there's a lot more. It varies from just cleaning out the grease bucket to actually serving the customers the food. It really depends on how you look at your job, though. If you like it and what you're doing, then probably mostly you're not too concerned about it. But if you are not a big fan of what you're doing, then I'm sure that every little thing can get to you. Well, most of my 10 pet peeves would be, let's see, when people are just, like, you're trying to be as nice as you can and the customer is just extremely rude. I mean, I just feel like as an employee, it's just not fair to me trying to be as nice as I can and the customer is just trying to rip you a new one. It doesn't happen very often, which is really nice, but there are those few customers, and I'd say I get one at least every time I work. I mean, I only work about 4 days a week, but I do get about at least one every day I work. And sometimes the most I've ever gotten in a day is like 4, and it was just a crazy busy day. But just let you know, like, if the person that's helping you is trying their best and they really don't know what to do themselves anymore, like they're trying whatever they can to please you, I feel like maybe you could tone it down a level and not be as harsh. But that's just from the working perspective of the employee and how it feels to work in a fast food restaurant, because I understand that it's supposed to be fast food and it's supposed to get to you as fast as I can, but sometimes it's not as easy, especially with Wendy's making everything fresh, and we do have to make sure we give it to you fresh because that is the standard at Wendy's, and we do our best. So that's one of them. That's one of my pet peeves. Another one is probably when somebody just really doesn't care about their job and they're just there and they're slacking around. When one of the employees themselves are just slacking around, not doing anything, like they're just okay, yeah, like I get in that way sometimes because my job isn't the best. I don't completely like everything about my job, but I don't completely hate it. But when somebody just isn't doing what they should be and they're just not caring anymore is when I get really annoyed. And it's, some people are just have those type of days, and I understand, but it's rough. My third biggest pet peeve would be when somebody drops something at the store, and expects us just to clean it up. Like they drop things all over the ground and their kids come in and make a huge mess in the dining room and they don't pick anything up, and they don't pick up any of the pet peeve when just people leave their stuff lying around, or like their trays or all their kids' meal bags, or they don't take it to the trash. I mean, we still have to go out and clean the tables, but we're not like a sit-down restaurant exactly where you just leave all your food and you don't take it. Another pet peeve is when would be definitely cleaning the frosty machines. The frosty machines, once they close, are a pain in the butt. Oh, I hate them. I mean, you gotta do them, but they are a pain in the butt, and it's just one of my little pet peeves that I don't like. They're just something I'm not fond of. My fifth one would be probably doing chili meat. I mean, it's basically where most of our meat is reused. The stuff that is not eaten is reused for our chili, and we prepare it a certain way. But it's just something I don't really like to do. It kind of gets annoying, especially after they change it every 4 months or something like that. They're always changing procedures at Wendy's, and that's another one. That's like maybe like 6. I don't know which one I'm really on, but that's another pet peeve. And they're always changing procedures and everything. The grease, doing that to like like taking out the grease bucket is something I don't really like. Like, it's not hard or anything, but I had it one time spill all over me, and I had grease all over me, and I had to go home and clean it all up. It was terrible. So that's another one. I'm not a big fan of like grease like falling. It's like the grease is kind of gross, and it kind of gets to me. It's like nasty. And especially when it's all over you and you have to go home and like shower for 2 hours just to get all of it out. It's a pain in the butt. Another pet peeve would be when somebody's like mopping the floor or something and they don't tell you it's wet right there, and I fall on my butt, and that's happened to me numerous times. It is kind of a pain. It sucks to fall in front of everybody, but I get so used to it because it happens to me all the time now. Well, it doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened a couple times. Like the first time I ever fell at Wendy, Shayla Baker was laughing at me pretty hysterically through the microphone, through the comms that we use, and all I could hear her was laughing, and she didn't even ask if I was alright. It was okay though. I was taking out trash, and I went to go throw the bag up. Well, I got it in, but as I got it in, I kind of fell. Like, I slipped, and it was icy out. It was last year when all the cold was around, but it kind of got to me, and I was just like, oh no, and I realized I was falling back, and I slipped on the ice, and I fell back into all this snow, and all I could hear over the con was Shayla burst out laughing. So it's one of the things I'll remember from there. Overall, if you like the job though, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And there are those pet peeves that everybody has though.